Breaking news tonight, 5 people drowning in Ohio as we track a new tropical system in the Gulf set to slam the South. The mass drowning in a river as a group tried to save a swimmer who was struggling. Out west, deadly flood sending mud and debris whipping through Utah, an entire family swept away. Plus, the storm gaining strength in the Gulf, on track to become the second named storm of the season. Al Roker standing by, tracking it all. Explosion caught on camera. A former soldier armed with multiple weapons pouring gasoline outside an ICE office in New York City, igniting a massive blaze using a firework, then firing a rifle. What we're learning about the suspect. New video of the Iranian attacks hitting an airbase in Jordan as we learn the identities of the American service members killed. President Trump vowing revenge. Plus, gas prices soaring above $4 again. How much higher could they go? New confusion over that contaminated lettuce after the FDA admits one of its tests was a false positive. What you need to know. The outpouring at Nolan Wells' funeral and the celebrities helping the family, plus the reward now if anyone is convicted. NFL home invasion superstar Saquon Barkley's house broken into while he was inside with his family. The search now for this white SUV. The man hurled into the air by a bison at Yellowstone National Park, speaking out for the first time with his hip shattered. A plane crashing onto the roof of a Houston home, how that pilot survived, plus the surprising news about coffee. Why 5 cups a day is actually good for your heart.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas.
And good evening. We thank you for being with us on this Monday. We want to start with the deadly impacts of severe weather across the country and a shocking mass drowning in Ohio that we're learning about. 5 people killed in a river there after they apparently tried to save someone who was struggling to swim. Video from across that state showing whole neighborhoods, look at this, submerged by floodwaters. Deadly storms sweeping through Utah as well. The raging floodwaters tossing an armchair like a toy and leaving this entire community smothered in mud and debris. 8 killed there, including a local firefighter and 4 members of his family. The severe weather on the move, the Northeast bracing for yet another round of torrential downpours and flooding. And we are tracking what could be the second named storm of the season, now taking aim at the Gulf Coast this week. Al Roker is standing by for us for more on that, but we want to start with Maggie Vespa in Chicago.
A punishing string of severe summer weather ramping up across the U.S. Authorities in Ohio now confirming a mass drowning involving a family, a child forced to flag drivers for help. Police near Columbus say 1 swimmer started struggling, then others jumped in to help. 2 women and 3 men drowning, according to the Associated Press.
Immediately, fire departments, emergency medical, police departments responded to the scene to try to assist in the rescue.
In other parts of Ohio, water rescues had been stacking up by the dozen, many saved from their cars.
I had my 3-year-old son in the back. I had to get out and get him, walk around and pull him out of the water. The water was about up to my waist by the time I got out.
Farther west, jaw-dropping new video shows a river of mud and debris tearing through Beaver, Utah. Relentless flash flooding now prompting evacuations. Authorities now saying at least 8 people died in floodwaters there, including Provo firefighter Captain Spencer Long, his wife, and 3 sons, who authorities say had been hiking when the water overtook them. Days of violent storms wreaking havoc across the country as some areas brace for even more severe weather.
Maggie Vespa joins us now live. And Maggie, the smoke from those Canadian wildfires spreading all over the country. What's the latest tonight?
Well, Tom, the air here in Chicago is still in the unhealthy range. And I mean, you can see it behind me. There's that haze just hanging in front of the Chicago skyline, the same toxic smoke that's been hovering overhead in this city and others for the better part of a week now. Tom?
Maggie Vespa leading us off. Maggie, thank you. I want to bring in Al Roker now. And Al, we're tracking yet another threat for tonight, as well as that tropical system set to slam the Gulf.
That's right, Tom. Let's start with the tornado risk. Right now, tornado watches up from the UP of Michigan into Iowa. This system, part of another one that's going to be pushing 29 million people at risk from Marquette to Des Moines. Possibility of tornadoes, damaging winds as well. Tomorrow, that moves to the east from New York to Huntington. 84 million people at risk. Can't rule out tornadoes. And, of course, we've got that threat of the tropical system in the Gulf. Tropical depression 2, moving northwest at 3. We've got tropical storm watches along the Gulf Coast. It's going to make its way across, becoming a tropical storm, Bertha, later on tomorrow, and then threatening anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain, especially throughout coastal Louisiana. Tom?
We'll stay tracking that storm all week. Al, we thank you. We want to show you now the chilling scene caught on camera in lower Manhattan today. A former soldier dousing the entrance of a federal building, then setting it on fire. Emily Aketa has more on the arsenal he had on him and whether he was targeting ICE.
Tonight, a federal investigation into this terrifying scene in New York City. Video from witnesses showing a man pouring a liquid outside a federal building home to an immigration and customs office, igniting a massive blaze.
To actually witness it was definitely alarming.
Investigators say the suspect ignited an apparent bundle of fireworks, fired an airsoft rifle, and lit this fire in an incident that injured 3 people this morning. You can see him lobbing something towards the entrance before he is tackled. Other angles show a scuffle with officers, some with weapons drawn, emerging from the smoky entrance, then escorting the suspect in all black and handcuffed away. The FBI identifying the suspect as 43-year-old Andrew Arabaka.
He did say he was targeting the building, and he was okay if he hurt or killed people going in and out of the building.
Are you investigating this as a possible act of terrorism?
We're collecting the evidence, and we know there were anti-government and anti-American statements made.
Investigators in hazmat suits now combing through the aftermath, recovering, the FBI says, axes, a machete, knives, and a cart with a sign reading "ICE off our streets," as tensions have flared near ICE facilities nationwide.
Investigators say the suspect is a U.S. Army veteran who has had several encounters with law enforcement, but nothing to this degree. Charges are still being determined. Tom?
Emily, thank you. We want to turn out to the war in Iran. 3 American service members killed, and President Trump is now saying Iran will pay. Our Keir Simmons reports tonight from Jordan, near the site of those deadly attacks on U.S. troops.
Tonight, President Trump vowing revenge after the deaths of 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan from Hawaii and 19-year-old Private Isabella Gonzales from Texas. Flags were at half-staff today in Hawaii. Iranian state media saying these satellite images show destruction at the base where they were serving. It says aircraft and 20 shelters housing U.S. service members were hit. Video from the base over the weekend shows missiles intercepted and explosions. An alert is heard. It's not clear whether these are the fatal attacks. But tonight, U.S. Central Command says it is examining the remains of a 3rd person. And in northern Iraq, after Iranian strikes there, CENTCOM announcing a separate American fatality during the controlled detonation of an Iranian drone. CENTCOM calling this swift punishment against Iran, while President Trump posting, every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over.
We hit him very hard again tonight, and we did that in honor of the probably 3.
Iran unrelenting, sending another barrage to Jordan tonight, unnerving its capital city.
Air raid sirens across Oman. It means missiles and drones are coming. And that's the all clear.
Tonight, a senior administration official says the war has reached a time of ambiguity as talks are continuing.
And they continue to send signals that they want to talk, but their behavior is what we're responding to.
Keir Simmons joins us now live. And Keir, we are now learning that nearly 100 service members have been injured in the last 2 weeks.
That's right, Tom. The Pentagon's saying 100 U.S. service members have suffered some degree of injury since July the 7th, but that 96% of them have returned to duty. And, Tom, tomorrow President Trump will attend the return of those fallen soldiers. Tom?
Keir, thank you. Back here in the U.S., gas prices hit $4 a gallon today as the war with Iran drives up oil prices. NBC's Christine Romans is at a gas station in New Jersey for us tonight. And Christine, we see the gas prices are getting higher and higher all across the country. They have been falling, but now back to $4 a gallon.
Yeah, $4.15 where I am. Even worse for diesel here. The national average, the highest since mid-June, up 13 cents in a week. It's more than $1 higher than it was before the war began here. And, you know, escalation with Iran means oil prices are rising again, and oil is the main ingredient for gasoline. Now, Tom, the U.S. has been draining its strategic emergency stockpiles to try to keep a lid on rising gas prices. But that means those emergency supplies are now the lowest they've been since 1983. So experts tell us that means you'll likely see higher prices in the busy summer travel season ahead if the fighting continues, Tom.
Christine, thank you. Now to new concerns and new confusion about that lettuce recall after thousands of people got sick across 34 states. Ann Thompson joins us now, and the FDA now says one sample was a false positive. So walk our viewers through where things stand tonight.
Tom, here's what you need to know. The FDA is insisting tonight that there is overwhelming information supporting the voluntary recall of Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce. That recall now encompassing some 27 states, despite confusing news over the weekend when the FDA initially said a Taylor Farms lettuce sample grown in Mexico that is not part of the recall tested positive. Then late last night, they came out and said that was a false positive and added that so far no samples have tested positive. Tonight, there is no new response from Taylor Farms. FDA and food safety officials say a positive test is not needed to build a case. For now, they are recommending everyone stay away from any of the recalled lettuce. Tom?
Okay, Ann Thompson for us, and thank you. In Mississippi today, an outpouring of grief at the funeral of Nolan Wells, the college football player who died under mysterious circumstances. And now there's a new reward partly funded by some very big names. Aaron Gilchrist is there.
An emotional gathering of hundreds to celebrate the short life of Nolan Wells, including his high school friends, college football teammates, and celebrities like Spike Lee. Nolan's mother holding tight to his memory.
Hold him close in your hearts. Share his stories and never stop saying his name.
Nolan's death remains mysterious after he and friends took a boat trip to Horn Island, Mississippi on July 4th. His mother reported him missing hours after his friends returned without him. His body found on July 6th.
For an 18-year-old young man to no longer be with us, we want answers.
Reverend Al Sharpton offering a $100,000 reward, saying Tyler Perry, who paid for the funeral, will cover half for information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case. His eulogy laying bare lingering questions about Nolan's case.
We cannot say it was racist, but we cannot say it was not racist. So let's not judge either way until all the evidence is in.
The family's attorney asking again for photos and videos from Horn Island. He has not turned over Nolan's cell phone to law enforcement, but says they still plan to analyze it together.
We have not established a time yet of when we're going to do the mutual inspection of the cell phone.
The family's attorney, Ben Crump, says his pathologist has run into some limitations because of when he received Nolan's body, but he does expect to have the autopsy results very soon. Tom?
Aaron Gilchrist for us. Aaron, thank you. We do want to turn now to a home invasion targeting one of the NFL's biggest stars. Authorities searching for the suspects who broke into the Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley's home while he was there with his family. Here's Morgan Chesky.
Tonight, a growing search for suspects after a frightening home invasion near Philadelphia for NFL star Saquon Barkley. Police sharing the Philadelphia Eagles running back and his family were inside when intruders struck early Saturday, fleeing before officers could arrive.
Obviously a little unsettled, as anybody would be, but no one was harmed.
Authorities say it does not appear anything was taken from the home and are now searching for this white SUV, which may have been used by the suspects.
We know there's more than one. but we're still trying to determine how many were involved.
Barkley's close call comes after a string of high-profile burglaries.
I had a home invasion, and they took most of my prized possessions.
This 2024 surveillance footage shows thieves at NBA player Bobby Portis's home, stealing a championship ring, multiple watches, and jewelry valued at more than $1 million. Thieves breaking into the homes of multiple athletes that year, including Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and tight end Travis Kelce, stealing more than $2 million worth of cash, jewelry, and memorabilia.
It's frustrating. It's disappointing. I mean, I can't get into too many of the details.
Authorities arresting the suspects in those robberies, all Chilean nationals, earlier this year, on charges that could carry time in federal prison.
And tonight, investigators say that it's still too early to tie this Barkley break into those overseas crime rings, but stress the investigation is ongoing. Tom?
Morgan, our thanks to you. When we return in 60 seconds, the video is stunning. A bison tossing this Yellowstone tourist in the air. Now, for the first time, what he's saying from his hospital bed about that encounter. Plus, the blockbuster Senate race brewing in South Carolina after the decision from Lindsey Graham's sister. We'll tell you what she just said. And if someone in your life has warned you it's time to switch to decaf, the new study about coffee that may prove them wrong. That's next. Welcome back. The grandfather charged by the bison in that Yellowstone Park incident is now speaking out for the first time. He's still in the hospital with a fractured hip and stunned at how he went airborne. Here's Camila Bernal.
The 65-year-old man tossed into the air by a charging Yellowstone bison is now speaking out about the encounter.
They move faster than you could ever imagine. He just kept coming and he was more aggressive. And as soon as he got off that tree, he launched me in the air.
Bozeman Health releasing this video where from his hospital bed, Carl McDaniel says he and his grandson were on a walk after dinner.
We saw the bison and he was down. He wasn't showing aggression or anything like that until it picked a target. That target happened to be me.
McDaniel says he was trying to protect his grandson, who was unharmed, before the bison charged at him.
I didn't get bruises from him launching me in the air. It was the landing that came the problem.
McDaniel is recovering from a fractured hip, his doctor showing just how severe the damage was.
It was definitely clear that he had a pretty painful injury. It's actually broken in multiple pieces, and you can see some fragments here.
But despite those injuries,
I always felt safe and secure. I wasn't ever terrified.
Looking back, McDaniel says he knows just how lucky he was.
Even though I was on the ground, he could have stomped me, he could have gored me, could have done anything.
Camila Bernal, NBC News.
And we're back in a moment with a plane crashing into the roof of this home in Texas, how the pilot is doing tonight. That's next. A wild scene in the skies over Texas, a plane crash landing, I should say, into the roof of a house just outside of Houston. Initial reports suggest the pilot was bleeding from the head following that crash. He was taken to a local hospital. He's expected to be okay. It's unclear what happened here, how the pilot lost control. No one was hurt, though, inside that home. And a major headline for the midterms, Lindsey Graham's sister announcing today she will run for her brother's seat. Darlene Graham was appointed to finish out her brother's term when he passed away on July 11th. The president has already endorsed her, but two other Republican members of Congress have entered this race as well. And there is promising news if you're a coffee drinker who wants cup after cup. A new study finds drinking up to 5 cups a day is fine for most adults, and it may reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, stroke, and even heart failure. So no need to switch to decaf. That does it for us. We thank you so much for watching Nightly News on this Monday night. I'm Tom Llamas in New York. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.